You're watching Cars.tv.
I'm Bill Ganahl from South City Rod & Custom. Welcome to the Grand National Roadster Show. The pickup is a 1956 Ford F100 pickup. Both for me and the owner is kind of a special car. My dad owned a 56 F100 that is kind of iconic in the hot rod industry. My dad was a well-known journalist. I've spent hundreds of thousands of miles growing up in that truck. We towed our race car with it. It was at all the shows. And Tony, who owns this F100, his dad also owned F100s. So it's special to start with for both of us. The color on the car is also kind of a special tie-in. My dad had a 48 Chevy that I grew up with also that was fawn beige. And fawn beige is a GM color, but it was a color that a lot of guys used back in the day because it was a unique color and it kind of stood out. So a lot of custom cars got painted that color. If you weren't doing a full custom color, you were doing, something like GM fawn beige. In tribute to my dad's 48, I've had a sample of fawn beige sitting on my desk, and I pitch it to everybody who comes into the shop. Any car, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm like, how about fawn beige? And nobody's gone for it up until now. And Tony, I gave him 5 colors or so. We set them out, and he immediately was like, oh, that's the color. It's gonna look great on this truck. So I finally roped somebody in, but it really works well on this truck. It actually isn't fawn beige. We went with a modern Porsche color, and it's one of those colors where you're like, I think it'll work really well. And sometimes you put the color on a car and you're like, okay, it's nice. And sometimes you're just like, oh man, that really worked even better than I expected. And that kind of is one of those cars. The truck itself, the body is very heavily modified. It's typical of what we've done in the past, where we take a stock body and make a bunch of tweaks and changes to it that people aren't gonna initially know that it's modified. They'll walk up on it and think, oh, it's a stock lowered 56 F100. But basically what we did, we took the cab and we channeled the cab down over the chassis. So lowered the cab down relative to the chassis. We raised the front fenders 1 inch, and then we took a whole inch section out of the entire hood. So the hood was originally this tall, and we shortened it about 1 inch. We chopped the top a little over 1 inch. We positioned the bed where it looked good relative to the cab. I couldn't even tell you exactly how many inches it's lowered. The rear fenders are widened in sort of a pie section because the fenders sort of tapered to the back originally, and we straightened them out so that when you look down the side of the car, everything's just a straight shot down. And all of these are modifications that no one would know just walking up to it, but it just makes the truck look a little better, I think, than it did stock.